Alright, so big up on yourself, people. So reach the point of, should I say, DACOSTA Cup. Top DACOSTA Cup player. Top DACOSTA Cup player. Now, I think this one kind of more easier to select. This one is a little bit more easier to select. And the reason for that is we do have an outstanding goal scorer in this one. Now, when the Manning Cup one was selected, the Manning Cup outstanding goal scorer actually season ended in the quarterfinals, and they went on to the in Kimberly Scott, and he went on to the Walker Cup finals. Unfortunately, he did not get it, because I do believe that it's very easy. It's really, really easy to give the goal scorers, because goals win games. But you have to also factor, if you're gonna say Manning Cup or even DACOSTA Cup, you have to, are you being the most valuable player for whichever competition that is, you have to at least, should I say, at least take home something. At least take home something from the schoolboy season. Maybe it would have been ideal if maybe Kimberly Scott would have won the Walker Cup. Just maybe. But it's quite difficult. No, as I said, it's always easier to give the leading goal scorers these titles. So we're going to switch over to the DACOSTA Cup now. Now, the situation at hand here is, where the DACOSTA Cup is concerned, there are quite a few players. There's a lot of names. Now, last time out, I had about 40 names, and people tell me, say, boy, too much names that you had short there. So I'm going to cut it down now. I do have a lot more names on the list. So I'm going to cut it down to about little bit below 30, about 20 something. I'm cut it down to. There are two players, or should I say 3 players. There are 3 players who stand out. Or should I say, these 3 players would have been the 3 top players in the DACOSTA Cup category, with the D Cup schools concerned. And these 3 players would have brought their team great joy. Not just that, bring them to the final hurdle as well, whichever final hurdle they go to. And that would, from that, I would make a selection. Alright, so here are first the players. Now I list the players. The first of all, I'm going to list the players. All players we have on the list. There's a lot more. There's a lot more notable mentions. A lot more. Maybe about 30 more. Because the thing is, the D Cup big. The D Cup big. So it would be difficult for me to select so much players. So I'm going to say, you know what? Cut it off at 25, 26 there about. Just cut it off right there, so. Because really and truly, that'd be too much for me. So let me run through it now. So we have, start up McGrath. We have David Hutchinson. Number 4, Jim Mitchell. We have Devon Davis. Gavin Massio, Garfield Tomlinson. Malik Robinson. Rashean White. Never all the list here, so for paper. Rashean White. Rashawn White. Christopher Mundle. Omarion O'Brien. We have Nashawn Barrett. Justin Hills. DeAndre Barnett. Canu Reed. Kenny Brown. These are from Ocherias. DeAndre Barnett is from Stets. We have O'Neal Edley. These are Glenmure. O'Neal Edley. Orel Miller. New Money Blackwood. Dustin Cohen. Orrin Watson. Denzel Watson. And Jason White. And we also can throw in the goalkeeper. Froome. We have Shamar Bulgin. We have Stevan Spence. Dwayne Watt. Central. We have Ian Noel. Cornwall. Dante Escoffrey. We have Siobhan Miller. So there's actually a lot of players that we can, so much players we can select from. Where are the top players from the DACOSTA Cup category, from the DACOSTA Cup schools. I didn't even touch, what else we not touch? Which other school? We're going fairly good. Touch Central, yeah, we touch Central. Touch most high schools, but there's so much talent in the DACOSTA Cup. So much. It will be very, very difficult. So mostly touch the teams that went far in either the Ben Francis or the Champions Cup or the DACOSTA Cup itself. Why? Because these are teams that would have duly deserve notable mention based on the fact that they went the final margin. Oh, they say hit the like button? I don't think so, no. I don't think so. Big up on yourself, people. Welcome to MG Sports TV. Hit the like button. You see how far I reach before we jump into that? Anyways, alright. Back to me now, people. Duly mentioned. So these are all the players. I'm just writing them. Just too much players. Now the 3 players I have is Omarion O'Brien. So, I get the name wrong. I know I get that right. Still, I get the name wrong. I get it right. Omarion O'Brien. That is the number 11 from Garvey Massieu. Key player, especially for the big games. Turn up for the big games. All goals in this man score are vital goals. Vital, very, very vital goal. We also have Orrin Watson of Glenmuir, the leading goal scorer in schoolboy football. The leading goal scorer in schoolboy football. Assisting his team to win the Champions Cup. Also the leading goal scorer in the Champions Cup. Leading goal scorer in the DACOSTA Cup. Leading goal scorer in overall schoolboy football. And then we have Devonnie Davis of McGrath. He single-handedly bring McGrath to the finals. Also scoring the finals, but unfortunately, he came off the pitch. And I do believe, if maybe, not gonna say if or maybe, I do believe that if he had stayed on, still have his back if. If he had stayed on to the pitch, maybe McGrath would have, I'm still his back maybe again, blows after. Maybe McGrath would have win the DACOSTA Cup. I do believe so. I definitely believe so. But it was smart move, smart tactics deployed by Garvey Massieu. That's football. Alright, so Devonnie Davis of McGrath. Omarion O'Brien of Garvey Massieu. Orrin Watson of the Glenmuir team. Alright, so in the Manning Cup was a defender who got player of the season for the Manning Cup. But yet still there were a lot of goal scorers. There were a lot of goal scorers like Demaria Daly. Wells, Kimali, Scott. Much goal scorers. Yeah, quite a few goal scorers, you know. Rankin of Calabar. Quite a few goal scorers. Byfield, same Byfield for Kingston College. But most persons, I see most persons in that comment section that say they thought that Kimali Scott would have been ideal to get it. It's just quite difficult, despite being a leading goal scorer for the Manning Cup. That don't necessarily equate only to being the best player in the competition. Let me give you a perfect example. Last year, Erling Haaland was the leading goal scorer in the Premier League. But can you say that he was the best player in the Premier League? Yeah, so use that context then. Performance-wise. So in one game, get your side, bag them up 5 goals. Rank numbers gone up. Missing 1-2 game, bag up on 5 game again. You know, scoring 1 and 2 games. When I see against the big teams, them, not much. Some of them, you beat up some of the big teams, them. But anyways, for this season, I do think that especially O'Brien turned up in the big games and the most vital games, and also his team won the DACOSTA Cup. Now, on the other side of the pitch, Devonnie Davis, probably people that say probably don't have much quality around him like O'Brien, brought his team to the final, scoring some vital goals as well, and most definitely one of the best players in the competition. And on the other hand of that now, we'll look at Glenmuir, Orrin Watson, who has been performing from the start of the competition and basically scoring almost every single game leading up to the semi-finals. And also assist his team winning, scoring as well, assist his team winning in the Champions Cup. as well. But that didn't, it's going to Champions. I don't remember. But unfortunately, he falls short in the semi-finals versus Agave Masia in penalties. But I do believe overall, all three players are noteworthy challengers for this particular title. And for this one, I'm going to give it to Orion Watson, the leading goal scorer overall of the schoolboy football competition. And that's the reason why he ended up getting the MVP for the DACOSTA Cup category. Yes, he didn't win the DACOSTA Cup. I agree with that. He did win the Champions Cup. So it's not like say him leave the competition in the season empty-handed. He definitely ended the season with a title in his bag. Semi-final DACOSTA Cup as well. Fun fact, the other two players were in the finals. So you see, it's quite complicated. It's quite not complicated, but it's quite difficult in choosing this competition because you have to reward the champions in some sense, but you also have to factor in a player who basically just maybe dropped short one game of the finals in that sense. But that's just the nature of football. So that's just the nature of football. And it's a good look. It's a really good look. People are gonna say, "Well, I could have given it to Kimara Scott for the Manning Cup." But when you come out of the quarterfinals versus semifinals or finals, yeah, it's kind of difficult, kind of different. It's kind of different. It's kind of different in some sense, in some sense. But it definitely was a good season for all three players in the DACOSTA Cup. But this one, I'm gonna give. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna say Or Watson. I'm gonna look upon O'Brien. So the reason behind O'Brien would have been that he's scoring vital goals in vital games, also scoring at the final, and also scoring the most important game of the competition in winning the final, which carried his team to the finals. I think he's scoring a penalty shootout as well. So him really, and he has been performing for Gav Masia throughout the season, but not necessarily at the level of a Devon Davis or the level of should I say Orion Watson, where they consistently score, consistently churn out the big performances. But for consistency purpose, definitely, I'll give it to Orion Watson, and also bring this team to lift the Champions Cup back-to-back title. So that's it for me. Big up on yourself, people. Smash that button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys again. Until next time, MG Sports TV. God bless. Boom. Now I mean.